Blessed day.
It's a blessed day, he said.
I love my park. Mr. Kincaid, Bootsie, and all of the guys yourself. I stand on the backs of all the people who came before me. But the whole thing is, we always wanted to have a community park. This was a dump, but look at us now. The park, we have the best park in the city.
Can we back up a little bit, guys?
And I'm Denisha. I'm the oldest daughter of Albert Bootsie and Dorothy Lewis. I'm grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And I see my brothers in blue. Hi, y'all. Yvonne, where are you? But I just want to say thank you. Bobby, what can I say? You brought all this together. I so appreciate you. Again, I can't begin to tell you, I thank God every day. 90 and 91 in October. And so, praise God. And in August, 65 years of marriage. So you can't do that. So I just, like I said again, I just had to just say thank you. And God bless each and every one of you for coming out and sharing this momentous occasion with us.
Can you imagine that?
All right. I also wanted to say, I see Tony. So Tony, raise your hand. All the sportsmen folks, please stand and raise your hand. Who's sportsmen here in the crowd? We want to thank you all for that, for all of you who have been here. And I'm going to just now we might as well start all of the electeds. Diana, Aaron, why don't we start? We will start with Aaron Murphy, our city councilor at large.
Thank you, Representative. Good morning, Mattapan. How are we today? And thank you to the Parks Department. We do a great job investing in these places across the city, making sure we have basketball courts, new playgrounds, tennis courts. Woo! Yep. But it's also wonderful when we see that the programming actually brings people to the park. So I've been here during the week, and I know that there's other tenacities, tennis programs across the city. It's a wonderful sport, and not everyone does tennis, right? It's different than basketball and baseball, where many kids in the city are just kind of used to playing those sports. So thank you to all the tennis instructors, everyone who shows, these kids in the city, my kids and others, that tennis, golf, there's so many opportunities out there. And without sports, many times kids aren't always as successful as we want them to be at school. So I feel like it's very connected. Thank you to the coaches. Thank you always to Mr. Jenkins. You keep us on the city council. Who gets emails from Bobby Jenkins?
Everybody.
Yeah. So because I can't say I'm the only one, but you keep us on our toes, but you really are willing to step up and speak out when we need to do more for our youth. So that's something that I appreciate, you holding me accountable, my colleagues accountable, and it's just wonderful to work alongside my colleagues like State Representative Russell Holmes and others at the state. So I'll pass it off now to Enrique Pepin's Chief of Staff, District Councilor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Good morning, everybody. I am not Enrique Pepin. He's your District 5 City Councilor. I'm Diana Bronchek, like Councilor Murphy said. But truly, I am very honored, and I know that he is jealous that I am speaking on his behalf this morning. Because truly, thank you, Bootsie, Mr. Lewis. Thank you to the Lewis family. And thank you to truly everybody who believes in love, community, strength, through sports, through the youth behind us, through the parks, through this green space, this wonderful environment to bring people together. And it's truly just a joy to be able to see this. And I will pass it off to City Councilor at Large, Bootsie Louise, and the Council President.
Good morning, everyone. It's just a beautiful day to be here to really dedicate this tennis court to a legend here in our community, and so it's Bootsie, it's his family. Just want to say thank you, and I just want to thank all of my colleagues in elected office who have been fighting so much for resources, and I know our mayor has been doing it. I see so many Mattapan leaders here to make sure that our parks here in Mattapan, where I was born and raised, have the resources and the beauty equivalent to all the other parks here in the city of Boston. And so I'm happy to be here for this dedication. I know Russell, my colleague in the State House, also calls Mattapan home and is always, you know, I moved to Hyde Park, but still Mattapan's always in the heart. But having a colleague and a champion of all things Mattapan like Russell Holmes is also an incredible joy to make sure that our folks and our communities are getting the things that they need. So to make sure that we honor the work of those who came before. We don't only do this dedication, but we continue the work, and that we understand that we are all standing on the shoulders of giants every single day. So thank you so much. And I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, my brother in service, State Representative Russell Holmes.
You know, so it's pretty cool when we can just have our city council president be from the neighborhood. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna take it. All right, so now we're going to move to the state legislature, and Senator Collins' office is going to come and read a citation as well. So just to let you know, there are three of us. Brandy and I are the two representatives from the Mattapan area. And I can just tell you there are only 2 seats that are majority black in the Commonwealth. 2. A lot of people think there are many more than that, but out of the 26 seats that are represented by Black and Latino, there are, when you look at them geographically, only 2. And they both are anchored here in Mattapan. So Brandy has one side of it here where we're standing, and the other side of it is on the other side of the street where I represent.
I'm from Senator Nick Collins' office. The senator wishes that he could be here, but I feel grateful that I'm here in his place on this beautiful day for this great event. Growing up in the city of Boston, I know how important parks, outdoor spaces, and youth sports are to the children that are here, and they are our future, so we should be investing in them. I would love to read a citation from the Massachusetts Senate on behalf of Senator Collins. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Mr. Albert Bootsie Lewis in recognition of the dedication of a tennis court in Hunt Almont Park in his honor and over 5 decades of dedicated service to the Mattapan community. And be it known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes to continued success.
Before we begin the speaking program, I really want to extend my sincere thanks to Mayor Michelle Wu for her unwavering leadership and commitment to celebrating the people who really shape Boston's neighborhoods and make Boston what it is. The elected officials that we heard from moments ago, and community advocates and partners who made today possible. This was really a collective effort. And the team at Boston Parks and Rec, including in particular Bobby Jenkins, who was our former superintendent and longtime friend of Mr. Lewis, who helped champion this rededication effort over the last couple of years. So thank you, Bobby. Today we honor a man whose legacy embodies the very best of Boston. Mr. Lewis is a founding member of the Sportsmen Tennis and Enrichment Center, the first black-owned tennis facility anywhere in the country. For more than 5 decades, he has been a mentor, a trailblazer, and a champion for Boston's youth. His work has created opportunities, joy, and a lasting impact across generations. And you can see some of that right behind us today. It is fitting that we're dedicating these courts in this neighborhood, in the neighborhood that he's called home for so many years. So without further ado, please join me in giving a warm round of applause to Mr. Lewis and his family, especially his wife Dorothy, his daughters Tanisha, Cynthia, and Gina, who are here with us this morning. Now it is my pleasure to introduce someone who's deeply committed to honoring the people and places that create this sense of community in Boston, our mayor, Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the honor of being here with you today. I am incredibly honored to be able to celebrate alongside the loving community the trailblazing, historic, life-changing efforts of Mr. Lewis, Mr. Bootsie Lewis. I want to also thank Bobby for making sure that this day finally came and that this recognition would happen. We're so grateful for your tenacity and your connection to community. And thank you to the many Mattapan community leaders who are here. I was on time technically, but then I was over there with Mr. Falk, and we got started walking over here a little slowly. So there's just so many stories in this park, so many stories in this community, so many generational acts of leadership and service that we can't even begin to put up the kinds of names and all the different places to lift up a generation that truly gave everything. So I'm very, very thankful that today we get to give Mr. Lewis his flowers and to be able to celebrate with the community a very, very deserved recognition. Shout out to Ned and Noah and the whole Tenacity team for helping us run summer tennis at these courts for more than 25 years at this point, and to the United States Tennis Association for making sure that the courts can continue to look nice throughout that time period. To Mr. Albert, Bootsie Lewis, to Miss Dorothy, to Vanessa, Cynthia, Gina, thank you for the entire family's service. Talk about a living legend. Mr. Lewis, congratulations. You are our hero. You can't even begin to count the number of young people who were shaped by your vision, by your dedication, by your creation of Sportsmen and all of the programs and all of the community around it. Mr. Falk was even telling me that he was a student, learned to play tennis over with you. And so the passing of the baton and the seeding of blossoms that we now get to bear the fruit of in our community all trace back to your determination and your leadership. You've been a beacon of light for our community. You are a United States Tennis Association New England Hall of Famer. You've built some of the most enduring institutions in our community. We might as well call you Mr. Mattapan. Bootsie was raised in Mattapan and never left. He's always seen the promise in this place, in the young people here. And while others might have cast doubt on the future of this community, Bootsie doubled down. He had the vision. He knew that young kids of color in Boston had it in them to be everything that they and their community dreamed. But they were excluded from the very outlets and opportunities that they deserved. Places to have fun and be active, to express themselves fully, to be encouraged to excel. And he knew that if our kids just have the chance, they thrive. So he created that outlet and he built that place. In 1961, he rallied his tennis friends to found the Sportsmen's Tennis Club, the very first black-owned tennis club in the nation. Sportsmen started offering free and low-cost lessons to kids in Boston, young athletes who didn't always see themselves on the screen at Wimbledon. Bootsie was their role model. 65 years and one name change later, the club is still going strong, and so is Mr. Mattapan. You can ask any of his former students and they'll agree. Bootsie is synonymous with love, except on the tennis scoreboard, where you're going to get your due. He has dedicated his life to this neighborhood, and for all of us who benefit from all of that love, all of that dedication, that fierce faith and belief, this is the least that we can do to dedicate these courts to you. For all the giving you've done, you haven't asked for anything back. You just expect your athletes to do two things. One, come as you are, and two, be on time. As a mom, I hope to set that same level of standards. My kids are on the tennis court over there, but they're somehow sharing one racket because we only had one in the car. So they're running back and forth between them. But as a mom, I want to give my kids and all of our kids these kinds of endless opportunities to flourish. I know that every parent, every community member wishes that we could be there every step of the way for our kids. But we can't be there every minute of every day with them. We have to hope that they're only lucky enough to have the spaces, their homes away from home, where they will be loved just as much as they are by their own family. That this entire community is their family and their village. I can only hope that one day mine will also be lucky enough to find a coach or mentor or role model like Mr. Lewis. And my boys and I could certainly use some help getting out the door on time. So I am honored to help dedicate this court. And Mr. Lewis, you have my word that the city will take care of it, that we will continue to maintain, to invest in not just the facilities, but in the young people and the community that will make it come to life. We are planning to begin renovations in the fall of this year, funded by our city's Capital Improvement Fund and a generous grant from the United States Tennis Association. So this court will be resurfaced to address any of the issues that are there today and make sure that everybody gets a fair shot and gets to play in the facilities that are up to the standards that we all deserve. Woo! Our gratitude extends beyond today. It will be present every time a kid nails their first ace, every time friends pull off a long rally, and every time a young person starts to build their confidence here and see the glimmer of what they're capable of. Congratulations again, Mr. Lewis. Thank you for everything. That are already here on behalf of the entire city of Boston in official recognition. I won't read all of the long whereases that go through Mr. Lewis's life, his accomplishments, his faith, and many of the things that we've all been talking about already today. I will just skip to the good part. Whereas, in honor of his legacy, the city of Boston, alongside the Boston Parks and Recreation Department, our colleagues in the City Council and the state legislature, the Lewis family, we proudly rename the Hunt Almont Park tennis courts as the Albert Bootsie Lewis Tennis Courts. And whereas his lifelong commitment to community will continue to inspire future generations in Mattapan and throughout the city of Boston, now, therefore, I, Michelle Wu, Mayor of the City of Boston, do hereby proclaim July 19, 2025 to be Albert Bootsie Lewis Day in the city of Boston.
All right there.
Good day, everyone. I'm asked to speak or told to speak by the family because of the fact that my relationship with Mr. Lewis goes back 40 years. And so I can just simply say I have never called Mr. Lewis Bootsie. You will not see me do that today. My relationship with Mr. Lewis started when I was dating their youngest daughter, Gina. And so it's 40 years ago, and I can just tell you, when Michelle talked about the children who took advantage of Sportsmen's Tennis Club, I'm one of those children. I am literally one of the people who learned to play tennis at Sportsmen's. Not knowing Mr. Lewis's impact at Sportsmen's, of course I showed up when I was dating Gina and thought that it was a big deal for me to be at Sportsmen's until I learned that he was the one who helped create it. And so just during those days of challenging Mr. Lewis at a young age, it was just interesting how he and I at that time would argue about everything. Who was the best tennis player? Who was the best football player? Who was the best basketball player? And so just growing up in that living room, the reason why it was so important at that time is unfortunately the Lewis family has to essentially embrace me and take me on. It was a very challenging time in my life as my dad was challenged with substance abuse. And so it was very critical at the ages of 16, 17, 18 to have someone in my life who could stand and be that role model. And so I come today not just as a state rep, but just really my mom. Sorry, folks. She can do no wrong, of course. But my mom was in Mississippi, and my dad was here. And the Lewis family. And so when you hear about Benicia and Cynthia and Gina and the Lewis family, I was embraced as one of their own. And so I can just simply say, Mr. Lewis, at a time in the 80s when many in our community were challenged around substance abuse, including my family, you and Mrs. Lewis was that model that I still think back to today when I think about me and my wife being an example for this community. And so I just simply say, as they say, imitation is the best form of flattery. Today, I always try my best to imitate you. The way that you carried yourself, like it felt like you were old then, but now I'm older than what you were then. But the way that you carried yourself then is exactly how I think about carrying myself. You were principled. You were pretty straightforward, and I try my best to make sure I'm still that way, but you were always genuine and pure in values for what it is that you thought was right for this community. And so I'm trying my best every day to imitate you because of the fact that you gave back to this community in ways, as you've heard today, that none of us can ever count. And so congratulations to you, to the entire family. It was great to see the entire family as it goes through multiple generations today, because your legacy will be long, not just as what we talk about today at this park, but it'll be long in just all of the impact that you've had in the many lives that will continue through Sportsmen and everything else. So congratulations, and I think it's now my job to bring up Bobby to come up and have a conversation with poor Cynthia.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Wu for her commitment to the city of Boston, especially to our youth, and, making this park beautiful and having access for everybody. She's one of the best mayors we've had. She was hands-on. I'm going to go back a little while before she was even the city council. We had an event out here. It was a elected official night, meeting the officials. And I had called her because I had read her bio. So next thing I know, I turn around, she's right here. So wait a minute, she came by herself to Mattapan. Wow, she's got something. And I showed her around to the crowd, introduced her. And this was before she was city council. So now she's mayor. So again, as council, I'm holding people accountable, and I will still continue to do that. But let me give you my history on the Lewis family, Jenkins, Mumford, Fairhurst. I'm going to forget somebody. Robert? I got it. We go way back. Cynthia and I go way back. Going back, I'm going to say this, Renisha and I knew each other while we were in our mother's womb. That's how far we go back. So I go back, I'm 65, I go back, our families go back 80 years. My late uncle, your late uncle, Dave Robbins, my uncle was in the wedding party, his wedding party. Venetia married him. So that's how far our families go back. So it was a no-brainer for me to be at Sportsmen a year ago when they honored him and Mr. Haynes being inducted to the USTA Tennis Association down in
Rhode Island.
Down in Rhode Island. So right off the bat, I knew that it went off in my head. Where can we honor Mr. Lewis as? And like Representative Holmes said, I'd never called him Bootsie. I always called him Mr. Lewis because that was the way that we, were brought up. But, many, many stories and hanging around with the family, like with John Lewis Jr., Steve Craddock, going to those cookouts. And also I want to mention, too, that John's late father and my father worked together at Polaroid. So it's about family here. And, my mother's right there. Betty Jenkins right there. Raise your hand, Mom. She's right here. Her and Mrs. Lewis, So I just wanted to say that idea came up. So when that idea came up, I was calling Cynthia a few hours after that. And I said, Cynthia, how about we get the dedication of the tennis courts done for your father? And she said, run with it. And that's what I did. And it took a year. I ran with it, and this is what happens here. We just got to keep the legacy going because I'm doing what he's doing is mentoring. I'm leaving here, going to Hoops and Scoops to do basketball. Big tournament out there. But again, it's all about our youth. It's about family. Again, congratulations, Mr. Lewis. I was told to keep it short. Cynthia gave me, she called me 3 days ago and said, Bobby, keep it short. There's a few other things she says that I will not repeat. It wasn't nothing vulgar, but, here it is. But anyway, I would like to introduce Cynthia Lewis.
Well, good afternoon, family.
Good afternoon.
When I say family, it's community family. I have blood family here. I have community family here. I have neighbors who knew me when I was a baby. And so to my elected officials, I want to say thank you for this honor for my dad. And so, as I told Bobby, keep it short and sweet. For those of you who don't know, but now you know because everybody's been talking about Dad. My mom and dad raised us, so I'm the middle of three girls. My oldest sister Venetia is here. My youngest sister Gina is in Pensacola. She wished she could be here, but she's here with us in spirit. And I'm the middle kid. I'm that boy for my dad. I'm the one that had the screwdrivers. I'm the one that followed him around. I'm the one that if you looked around, it's like, where's Cindy? Cindy's always busy. And so when Bobby came to me and asked me to do, that he was thinking about doing the dedication here at Almont Park, I literally told him, you know, do whatever you want, because I'd rather it come from somebody else other than me. My position at the State House, I'm the Committee Director for Racial Equity, Civil Rights, and Inclusion. And so today, I'm not wearing that hat. Today, I am just a daughter. Today, I am a community member, and I look out and I see my state rep from when I started at the state, Dan Cullinane, who is right behind me. He's the one that got me started at state. I never applied for any position over there. And when he offered me the position of district director, I told him I do community, I don't do politics. And I still don't do politics, and I've been there for so many years now. Because it's really about community. So when you look around and you see the folks that actually showed up, the people who came out to support, and some of them told me, you know, Cindy, I'm here because of you. I don't really know your dad, but because of what you guys do and what I know about your family, I'm here. So I want to thank you, and I want to just a little bit give you the history of who that man is to me. So I'm just going to read a little bit about his bio and about his accomplishments. Albert Earl Lewis Jr., better known to most as Bootsie, was born to Minnie and Albert Sr. on October 25th, 1935 in Roxbury. He is the oldest son and the second of 13 children and has been the patriarch of the Lewis family for many years. Having assumed this position at a fairly young age, Dad continues, this is his bio, sorry. Dad continues to show a great love and respect for God, family, life, and community that can hardly be matched. In 1960, he married his true love, Dorothy Regina Miles, and with her had three beautiful daughters, Venetia, Cynthia, and Gina. His undaunting love, support, dedication, respect, and commitment for his wife and children have lasted over 65 years. 65 spectacular years, and still continues to grow more each day. He is a man of true conviction and action, always leading by example, as you've heard many people say. He is a true role model who is always there to lend a helping hand. His words of wisdom resound in his every action, his every touch, and his every gesture of thankfulness. In October 1953, at the age of 18, he began to work at Raytheon Company, and on July 19, 2002, he retired, a remarkable 49 years. He started as a draftsman right out of high school, and by the time he retired, he was a senior mechanical engineer. Dad gained an exempt status as a mechanical engineer and worked on projects and designs that he has worked on. The projects and designs that he has worked on include the Patriot missile launcher used in Desert Storm, communication systems on Air Force One, and the personal rapid transit vehicle used in Chicago's public transportation system. In September of 1999, the Inventors Award, one of the engineering industry's highest honors, was given to Albert E. Lewis Jr. for his design of the steering and suspension system in the personal rapid transit vehicle. On behalf of Raytheon, Dad was granted 2 certificates of exclusive rights to an invention, more commonly known as a patent. I kind of cut and pasted this bio. And so my dad has always loved sports, and sorry, he's always loved sports. He actually was a lifeguard. He did basketball and tennis and golf. And so after being certified as a United States Professional Tennis Association pro, he became one of the head pros at Sportsmen. Over the years, he had taught many children. That's not where I want to be. Hold on. Okay. Just as Dad was committed to excelling in his career, he had a love of sports: basketball, football, and track. After graduating from Boston Tech, he practiced and played semi-pro football at the Carter Playground in the South End with a team called the Eaglettes. During his practices there, he would frequently see his friend Charlie Floyd playing tennis, thinking the game Charlie was playing didn't look that complicated. Having been a ping pong champion at 12, Dad thought tennis would be a simple transition. It wasn't. As it is in his nature to excel in whatever he does, Dad continued to practice and quickly developed a love for the game of tennis, becoming friends with other tennis players, including Sam Jones, a Boston Celtics basketball player who occasionally played tennis at the Carter Playground. And, okay. As a co-founding member of Sportsmen, Bootsie helped develop summer and after-school programs for the less privileged neighborhood children, which included traveling competitions and guest appearances and privileges and private sessions with some of tennis top pros such as Arthur Ashe and Venus Williams. Some of the programs that he helped develop still continue today. Although he no longer coaches the competitive Working Women's League, some of them who are here today, or gives private lessons, those whose lives he impacted are forever grateful for his leadership, dedicated service, and lifelong friendship. Bootsie continues to serve as a lifetime member of the board of directors at Sportsmen's Tennis Enrichment Center. Now, my dad is retired. For those of you don't know, Dad is a kidney transplant, 14 years. Diabetes, dementia, a whole heart disease, a whole lot of health issues going on right now. But you know what? He's here. And so when people tell me, Cynthia, you're doing such a great job, or Venetia, you're doing such a great job with your parents, we always answer to them and say, no, we're not. We're just doing what they taught us to do. And because I have friends here from church from when I was in elementary, up until college as well, we still have two parents where people have none. And so the sacrifice that we give to make sure that he is here today looking fabulous with my mom, it's an honor and a privilege. And so what I leave with you guys today, as Russell had stated, and Bobby, and a lot of people who know my dad, he is the mentor. He is an example of what people want to be or should be. In our society today, now I'm putting on that political hat, but in our society today, our country, community is important. We need to speak out on injustices. We need to make sure that our voices are heard, because every voice does matter. And the way a movement happens, the way a dream comes into fruition, is because you take action. And so I implore all of you here today to make sure that you hit up your elected officials and let them know what your voice, and your city officials, thank you, and the okay, all of the electeds that you all put in office. Did I cover everybody? Okay. We put them there. And so they are supposed to represent you and your voice. And so when the mayor comes out and the Parks and Recreation comes out, our city councilors come out, our president of the council comes out, and you know, who I'm missing? And our state elected officials. I know, right? It's important that we recognize that they took their time out on a Saturday to come out here for us and for my dad. So please continue to keep our family in prayer as we keep you in prayer, and enjoy. Okay, so go ahead. Thank you.
All right, so because we are way over, I got you. No, I recognize that Liz Miranda wanted to be here as well as Brandy, but I just want to make sure there are lots of citations. I just want to make sure we acknowledge all the folks who sent a citation. So Representative Brandy Fluker-Reed sent one. We have a citation from the senator that was read. We have a citation from the governor. Want to make sure that you know that she sent one as well. And I know we are over time, so let's see if we can get the mayor, the family, and everyone near the unveiling so we can get that done, and then we can all go and enjoy the rest of our afternoon. So can we help Cynthia move your mom and dad and the mayor and everyone over towards the unveiling, and we can get this started. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today.
Parade, you want to stand up?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's very good, you know, for a great man, Mr. Lewis, who he's one of my mentors. You know, like I said, I know the family all my life. Even before I was born, our families are all intertwined. He's a great man. You know, I do a lot of what I do comes from him, sacrificing, you know, giving up for youth and families and giving them opportunities in sports and in life lessons. That's what it's all about. You know, to have all those politicians out there, all those elected officials out there, and working with them. See, it's a partnership. A lot of people, and this is, you know, the electoral season, it's about partnerships. You know, there's going to be people on both sides, but it's all for the common goal.
This is the president of the city council. Just wanted to say thank you. Wanted to say thank you. You mean so much to so many, so thank you. It's hot? What's hot?
65 years in. He's been my sweetheart since I was 13 years old. Yeah.
Where do you guys meet?
We met going to a park. We went to Franklin Park. Like activity going on.
It was meant to be. Yeah. It's what he was doing many years ago, way back on Carter Field. And he also taught me how to swim.
Go do it.
And to tell you, I'll give you an example of how much I trusted him. I didn't know how to swim. And we went over to that Memorial Park where they had the pool. I didn't know how to swim. And so he wanted me to jump in 10 feet. And I said, I'll hold your hand. He says, no, I'll hold your hand. I knew if he had my hand, I was fine. I jumped in 10 feet of water, not knowing how to swim, because Bootsie had my hand. And I came up, it was that. I knew I would be fine, as long as he had my hand.
Basketball guys gave him a racket, gave him his first racket, gave it to him, and so he started picking it up and started playing down there. And he played good. Some great guys, I can't remember them all, but he started real early because he was always into sports. He ended up going to sports and Franklin Field. So I can't remember all the things, but he started real early.
He's more of a doer than a speaker. So he kind of shows you. So I feel like actions speak louder than words. He even explores and allows us to try different things, even if we don't know how to do it. He told us we had to learn golf or tennis, and we picked tennis. So I love tennis because you never know where the ball's going to go. So it kind of helps you about life, being able to pivot, being able to move, be dedicated. So I didn't know what kind of a man he was because he doesn't really speak about all of his accolades. So that tells you about how kind of he's more of a shower and a doer and very loving and caring, and he's more about family than his accolades. And so yeah, it's great to be his granddaughter.
My grandfather, he's done a lot for our community, so it's grateful. I'm grateful to be his grandson. So.
Could I get some advice, Mr. Lewis?
Huh?
What would you? Do you have any advice for the community, the people out here?
No.
I hear you.
What advice am I going to give the community? Huh?